tell you today. Fuck fear. Fuck the impossible. I've dealt with a lot of fear the past week, 2 weeks for sure, this year. It will always be a part of our human nature. It's not about eliminating fear. It's about how you eliminate the fear. It's how you deal with that in the right moments. And in those moments, your brain's gonna tell you to do the opposite, because we are made to survive. And I've been in a lot of life situations, but sometimes it's about doing that one step that's gonna help you in those situations. Like, this is your left foot, this is your right foot, and those are the only two friends that you have, and you gotta move them faster. The greatest thing is how you interpret fear. That's what keeps you going. Don't say that it's bad for you. It's like, yeah, there's situations where you're gonna be afraid, but it's good. You have to sometimes deliberately put yourself into situations where you're exposed to fear, exposed to potential fuck-ups. And when you get in these situations, you know, people are going to tell you, like, you have so much chance that it will go wrong. You know? Just bring it on, sink or swim, because either way, it's a win-win situation. Whether you win or lose, because if I win, I overcome that obstacle. Or you get stomped into the ground, but you learn how to survive. You've won over your fear. A lot of people are not confident making money either, myself included. You know, all the higher ups and celebrities and people who have built their, you know, financial stability was from a lot of losses, and they kept jumping off that cliff, taking that risk. So stop thinking, move your feet into the unknown, survive, and tell yourself you survived, even if you land on your ass. I don't think you can regret that if you're making moves for yourself. You just do it, because no matter what, it's gonna be a lesson. Whether you win or not, it's a beautiful lesson. Every day, I do something that scares the shit out of me, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it, because it keeps me growing. It keeps me pushing forward. You have to have fear. It's an important part of our lives, and you got to integrate it. You have to integrate the fear into your life. You know, because fear messes with your confidence. Think about something you fear and literally ask yourself, how does this fear make me feel? You know, what are you missing out on because of this fear? You know, put the fear into logical context of really what is the worst that could happen. And when you're nervous, you're taking your fear very seriously, which is important. And you gotta rationalize the fear. What is the actual statistic of loss? What do you lose if you take that risk? Force yourself to relax, study your breathing, your body tension. It'll cause pain, it'll cause anxiety, depression, everything. You gotta acclimate yourself to the fear, because repetition will make it easier. The more you do something, the less fearful you are of it. And sometimes we need external help from others to rely on when we're feel fearful, because sometimes we need helpful, respectful, emotional support. No matter what our fear is, it's all mental construct and then turns physical. We will feel it in our physical body. So don't let it control your life. Like I noticed mine was this week, which is why I really needed to take a step back and surrender. I was like, I used to be extremely afraid of public speaking, and when I started making these videos, it has really helped me speak up for myself and to get out of that fear and to be and live in my truth and say what's on my mind. And sometimes you have to detach from the emotions instead of saying, I'm sad. Saying, this makes me feel sad, so that that emotion doesn't attach itself to your actual identity. And understanding the root of the fear. You trace back your emotions. Gratitude. Fill your heart with gratitude. And it is good for fear. Because when we're in fear and we're in lack mentality, whatever we lack, whatever we resist persists. I mean, even in the Bible it says, whatever you have will increase, and whatever you don't have will increase out of sheer mindfulness. So you really got to stay present in the moment and visualize positive outcomes, and then take action in that direction. Motivate yourself that, the fears point you in the right direction, and then you set a plan of action. And then give yourself credit when you challenge yourself and celebrate those little wins. Write down your fear and where it comes from and how you can overcome it in small, manageable steps, and by knowing which emotions are fueling your fear. One thing I always realize is fear is always going to be there. And to be honest, we have to have fear as human beings. That's our survival. We are born in fear. I mean, everybody here is afraid. And quite frankly, the more successful you get, and that makes higher levels of fear. I want you to imagine standing on a cliff, and you're literally on the edge. And all you have to do is take that one little step, and you are then moving into the unknown. And the problem is that the unknown is beyond our control, out of our comfort zone. And we fear that if we try to avoid that, We try to avoid that. You know, you're there with your 2 little feet on the ground, standing there. I know nothing's gonna happen, but the moment I move my foot just 1 step ahead, you are in the unknown. You don't know what's gonna happen. You think you can think your problems away. Just stand there on this edge and just think. And it's like, before you jump, let me just think this through. But there's one thing that messes you up thinking, and that's fear. And it will never go away. Just like Franklin Roosevelt said, the only thing to fear is fear itself. Do something that scares you today. Fuck fear. Fuck the impossible. It is only impossible until some crazy ass motherfucker comes along and does that shit. Nothing is impossible. It is only impossible until somebody thinks it's possible and they risk it to make it possible.